My next stop in New Brunswick was Mary's Point Shorebird Reserve.
Birds that are passing through here on their migration south. When they have completed their nesting in the Arctic, then they pass through here in hundreds of thousands. We call them sandpipers, but there are about 10 different species of those birds. They stop for about 10 days and they feed and they get fat and they fuel up, because then from here, right from this point, they fly from 40 to 60 hours non-stop to South America.
Listening to the birds, I could understand how the nearby Tantramar marshes got their name. From the French, tintamarre, meaning loud noise. These marshes, called the world's biggest hayfield, are protected from the sea by dikes built by 17th century Acadian settlers. In fact, the maritime provinces of Canada were once known as Acadia.
Tantramar was settled as early as 1672 by a gentleman named Jacques Bourgeois, who came with 5 families. And they did come from Brittany and the west coast of France. And they were, I think, sensitive to a salt marsh environment. They brought with them a technology of diking adjacent to the water's edge. And the technology involved allowing natural runoff to leach the salts out of the soil over a period of time, and then they would cultivate behind the dikes. The Acadians were able to exploit the dikes, and I think the particular salt marsh areas around the Bay of Fundy appealed to them for that reason, and they settled the salt marsh areas. Well, the fort was established by French military forces, and it was built initially in 1751 as a log-picketed palisade, and then was further developed by the French over the next 4 years into the earthworks that we see behind us. It was primarily a symbol of French authority, and Acadia as a colony of the French lived in a pretty much isolation. There was some administration from New France, but it was tenuous at best. So the Acadians, I think, grew essentially neutral because of this isolation and relative spirit of independence.
At Fort Beauséjour, Steve explained that caught between the ongoing British and French wars, the Acadians refused to take sides. But the British, unconvinced of their neutrality, deported them, the majority to the French colony of Louisiana, where they became known as Cajuns. Some of the Acadians managed to return to Canada, and at Le Pays de la Seguin, an interpretive centre and gigantic stage for the literary works of Antonine Meillet, I learnt more about their history.
Et de l'onguent du docteur Chase pour toutes les maladies de la peau. Venez, j'en ai pour tous les goûts. Et du sirop Lambert pour les coups de haleine, les poumoniers et les consumptions. Tout ce qu'il faut pour les crochus, les tordus, les morveux, les esclopés.
Qu'est-ce que vous voulez, mes petits cochons? Je gage que vous aimeriez ça avoir du pays, hein? Hey! Ça vous tenterait pas de prendre de large un beau matin pour les mers du Sud?
They created Le Pays de la Seguin, a theme park to underline the works of Antonine Meillet, which is an international Acadian author. Antonine Meillet is a woman that's solidly connected to her roots, Acadian roots. And it was more than just writing a story. It was an impulsion to transmit to the world, to the others, the existence of the Acadians, the Acadian culture, through the characters that she created.
You don't erase history, but I've always felt that being part of that ethnic group, was good for me, and I have always been proud of it. And I've always appreciated the efforts that our great-great-great-parents made to survive.
And they have survived. New Brunswick is rich in Acadian culture. I ate Acadian food and attended an Acadian wedding. For more information, visit our website on topoftheworld.net.